Welcome back to the Morristown Market Report. I'm Amy Schrader with Remax Real Estate 10.
And I'm Kim Swan with Union Home Mortgage.
Our special guest today is Sami Barile. She is with the PEO International, Chapter AK, which is located here in Morristown. So, Sami, I don't know anything about PEO International, so tell us what that is.
PEO is an international philanthropic education organization that helps women get their higher education through grants, awards, loans, and scholarships. There are chapters in the United States and in Canada, which makes us international. And we have 2 chapters here in Morristown, Hamilton County.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Isn't it?
I know.
So, about how many people are in your chapter?
There are 40 in Chapter AK, which is my chapter, and Chapter AS, which is an evening chapter started for working women, is a smaller organization. They have about a dozen or so.
Okay. So, what kind of requirements do you have if somebody reaches out to you for help?
Well, we have different projects or philanthropies, they're called. First of all, there's an education loan fund that has a 2% interest rate.
Oh, wow.
And a 99+% payback rate, which is marvelous. We have a continuing education program for women who have dropped out of school for a while and want to go back and are within 24 months of completing their education. That's a grant. And this year they can get up to $5,000. We have an international peace scholarship that brings women from around the world to the United States and Canada to complete their PhDs and higher degrees, with the caveat that they go back to their own country upon graduation and use their education to make life better in their own country.
That's awesome.
We have a scholarship for outstanding high school seniors going into college, not only based on grade point, but on their community service and their leadership potential. Well, they're shown leadership, so we have different things like that. We have a committee that works with each one of these different projects, and so we reach out to people, they reach out to us, and our committee helps work them through the application process. We raise money for the awards, but we don't hand them out. That's an international chapter. The international organization makes those decisions, but every one of them needs to be supported and recommended by a local chapter. So our team works them through the whole application process, and then if they get it, we do a big rah-rah and hand them a check.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So, do they get to kind of select where they go and use that money, or are there limited places that they can choose from?
No, they get to choose where they're going.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I should add, we do own and operate a women's college in Nevada, Missouri, called Cottey College. And some of the things are directed for Cottey College, but in general, you can go just about anywhere.
Wow.
Okay. Good deal. So, you all raise the money for the awards?
Yes.
And there are grants, obviously, that you don't have to worry about getting the money.
Right. For all of them are needs-based or application-based, I should say. But they're all awarded by the international organization.
So how do y'all raise money for them?
Every chapter has different ways of raising money. I know of one chapter in the Denver, Colorado area that does an annual ticketed luncheon with local authors, and they can raise $7,000 in one day. There's a chapter in Wisconsin that my mom belonged to that has a secret recipe for a wonderful cheese ball. And they take pre-orders for the cheese balls. They make only as many as they have pre-orders for. And they've raised over $35,000 over the years for these projects. It's just marvelous. Some do yard sales, some do bake sales, card playing events, that sort of thing. Our chapter every other year does a make it, bake it, grow it auction.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So different strokes for different folks, as they say.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's kind of unique.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right. So what have you ever contributed to that?
Oh, gosh.
Got to put you on the spot.
Yeah. Well, I do quite a bit of sewing, and I have made a number of purses.
Wow.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And I've potted some plants from my garden, and just whatever idea I come up with at the time.
Okay.
Awesome.
Well, I have lived here my entire life, and I have never heard of this organization.
Well, for a long time, you didn't talk about PEO.
Okay.
It's a sisterhood. It's an invitational organization, somewhat like a sorority. And now they say, well, hey, it's okay to talk about PEO. We want to get the word out so that these women can get their higher education. So we're trying to be a little bit more out there, and I thank you for helping us do that today.
Well, you're welcome. Thank you for coming. So if someone is interested in getting more information about applying for, an award or a grant, how do they go about doing that?
Well, the first way to go about it is to go to the international website and read up about the different projects that we have. And that is www.peointernational.org.
Okay.
If they want to know more about PEO in the state of Tennessee, it's www.peotn.org. And if they're interested in becoming a student at Cottey or want to tell a girl about Cottey College, it's www.cottey.edu.
Okay.
We are in the process of starting an email address for our chapter that people could reach out to us. And the woman who's setting that up has been crazy busy, so it's not done yet, but it will be very soon.
Okay. Good deal. So about how many women do you think you help from the local chapter every year?
Oh, some years it's 2 or 3, and some years it isn't any. It's just a matter of our finding those candidates. And we have different ways of finding them. We've had them look up the international website and reach out to us. We have one member who works in the merchandise section at a Cracker Barrel, and she has a knack for spotting nursing students. Personally, if I'm out at a restaurant and there's a young woman who's waiting on me and she doesn't look too busy, I'll start a conversation with her. Oh, are you in school? And, and that can morph into, oh, I know an organization that might be able to help.
Exactly.
Okay, good
That's
deal.
awesome.
So if somebody went to the international website or the TN website to learn more about it, and they say, okay, this is what I want to do, is there a way for them to reach out to you guys through those websites?
That has happened, yes. So
Okay.
That should be able
So
to
it
do
will
that.
route them to the right
Yes.
people
Uh-huh.
based on their location. Gotcha. Okay. So would it be limited to women here in Hamlin County, or could the adjoining counties?
To the adjoining counties as well. We've had women, the Cracker Barrel where our sister works is in Newport, and she's reached out to women there. One of our sisters lives up in New Tazewell. And
Okay.
so, but we have had students from that area too. So we can help all around.
Kind of the whole area
Mhm.
here. Good deal. All right. Is there anything else about PEO that we've not talked about that you want to share?
It's a wonderful organization. If you see our symbol is a star. We help women reach for the stars is our motto. So if you happen to see a woman wearing a lot of stars, she might be a PEO. Strike up a conversation.
Okay, good deal. If someone wanted to join the organization or learn more about supporting it, how do they go about doing that?
Well, the best way to do is to get to know some of the PEOs. As I said, it is an invitational organization. So we get to know people and reach out to them and invite them to join us. I like to say it's not a club, it's a commitment.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah, and so we really want to have people who are very, very interested in women's higher education.
Gotcha.
Awesome.
Okay, good deal. Well, thank you so much for coming out and sharing with us. I feel like I've learned something
Oh, I
today.
had no idea.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Well, thank you very much for having me.
All right. If you want to go ahead and exit out through the door, we're going to talk a little bit about mortgages and real estate and all the boring
All
stuff.
right.
So you get to get back out in that windstorm that we're having.
Yes, the drowned rat look is
Yes,
in today.
we all have it, so you're
Yes.
fine.
Well,
We
thanks
do.
again.
We
Thank
do.
you.
Thank
very much.
you.
Good to
We
meet
appreciate you.
Yes, thank you very much. Got stars on her sweater, too.
She does. She's the star woman.
I did it on purpose.
See you, Sammy.
Thank you.
All right, Kim, where are we doing with mortgages right now?
Well, we're raising rates a little bit. Activity seems to be picking up, so that's good. Of course, maybe getting into that spring and some people are saying, hey, I want to be ready when those rates come down. Fingers crossed.
Right.
Yeah, applications are picking up and contracts seem to be picking up, but rates have moved up a little bit more. We're looking for 6s, 7 right now. So.
Well, I mean, again, when we were talking about 8%, when was that? October, November of last year. So,
oh yeah,
7 sounds a lot better than 8 to
it
most
does.
people.
It does, yeah.
So.
And honestly, when you start talking about 0.5% to 1%, monthly payment wise, it's not that big a difference, So, people are, waiting, might end up having to pay more for homes than to go ahead and get it and refi later,
Yeah, that's true too.
What's there?
So I wanted to ask you, because I know I follow a lot of different people on like Instagram and Facebook and stuff, and they talk about all these like, not really first time home buyer programs, but programs to help people get into a home, with little to no money down. And I know, FHA used to have like the down payment assistance programs, and I know that went away years ago. So what do we have in place like here in Tennessee? Is THDA our primary outlet for that?
THDA is primary. There still may be other organizations. Union Home actually has a small down payment assistance right now that we can use. I think it's capped at maybe $2,500, so that's there. And then we still offer USDA, which is zero down.
Right.
THDA zero down, VA zero down. So there's still other options, besides that. Besides just the THDA, but some of those grants are there. And yeah, I remember in the day when we did those FHA down payment assistance, and then I guess they came along and thought that wasn't. Yeah.
Well, they kind of figured out that, that probably wasn't the most legitimate.
Yeah.
Yeah. You were overinflating the price of the house, basically. The seller was agreeing to pay basically that 3.5%.
Right.
So they're increasing the price of the house to cover that.
Right.
So, yeah.
One thing we haven't really talked about on here, that it wouldn't be anything. We talk about USDA loans and rural development, which is the same thing, but there is a subsidized loan through them that would go through Clinch Powell, which is in, I guess, Rutledge. It's usually lower income individuals. I referred several people over there because it would be a zero down option as well if they can't qualify. You're going to have good credit, but if you can't qualify based on interest rates, the debt to income, sometimes that might be an option for a lower income household.
Okay.
So, have you
Well,
ever done loans through them? Have you ever had one through them?
I don't think it was through Clinch Powell. Like, they can go to the local USDA office.
Yes.
And we had a deal that closed last year where the buyer went directly through them, and that was a nightmare. I'm not going to lie to you. No communication whatsoever with the realtors. Like, they would communicate with the borrower, but yeah, we couldn't get any kind of update. And, on that particular deal, the buyer had waived the home inspection. Well, guess what? If you go directly through USDA, they require a home inspection. And they want to see it. And then they negotiate those repairs.
Okay.
So, that was a learning experience, I will say.
I think someone had one, again, went through directly through, it might have been through Clinch Power, but they wanted things like fireproof sheetrock between the garage and the house.
And you can't require the seller to bring a house to code. That's written into the contract. So,
yeah, they're tough. They're definitely tough, but if it's an only option.
But the interest rate was significantly lower than market rate going straight through USDA. So,
and it's my understanding because they call it a subsidized loan, if they help subsidize the monthly payments, whatever that amount is added to the loan balance. So if you end up subsidizing a mortgage payment by $200 a month for 20 years, all of that will be added to the loan balance if you go to sell the property or refinance it. So that's, again, may not be the best scenario for most people, but it's still an option out there if someone has no other options.
Okay. All right. Good to know. Well, for last week, that's what I pulled the numbers for, was just kind of from February the 19th through the 26th. We had 13 new listings that came on the market here in Hamlin County. 4 of those were already under contract. 17 homes total went under contract last week, and 6 homes actually sold out and closed. The average sales price was $243,400 with 22 days on the market, and the median sales price was $237,450 with 9 days on the market. So, if you price your home right, you're going to go under contract within about 3 weeks. If you're on the market more than 3 weeks and you're priced, I'm going to say $350 and below, you probably need to talk to your agent about the pricing on your home, because buyers look at that, and homes that sit on the market now for more than 30 days, people are like, well, what's wrong with that house? Why ain't it went under contract? The higher priced homes typically do take longer to sell, but if you're $350 and under, those homes seem to move pretty quickly. We had 9 price changes last week. The average price change was $16,700. Those homes had been on the market for an average of 50 days. The median price drop was $10,000 with 31 days on the market. So when you overprice your home, you're going to have to make some big dollar adjustments to get it back in front of the right buyers, and you're going to end up being on the market for a prolonged period of time. It could cost you, 30, 60, 90 days extra sitting on the market trying to get it back where it needs to be. So as of Monday, we had 89 homes active and available in Hamlin County, which is a little lower than where we've been. We had 99 homes total that were under contract. Now, of those 89, when I take out the new construction homes through Carlisle, through D.R. Horton, we were down to 64 homes available in Hamlin County for resale. And that's kind of crazy when you think about it. You know what I'm saying? 64 homes is not a lot. So right now, inventory is still tight. It is still a seller's market. People are getting out. They're looking at homes. They're putting homes under contract. So if you're waiting on rates to drop before you list your home, I don't know how that's going to play out for you, because we're going to have a ton of people that are looking to make a move when those rates come down to the 6% mark or so. But if you're thinking about selling, it's a great time to do it. The spring market is kind of coming into play now. Most home sales occur between the months of April and August. So if you're thinking about listing, you need to be talking to an agent now so we can help you get your home ready, have a game plan to get you the most money in the least amount of time. Anything else that you need to talk to us about?
No, just still reminding people, we can finance single wides, double wides, site built homes. So, it's great to get with a lender and find out, hey, what do I qualify for? So at least, based on rates now. And some things we're seeing is I might talk to someone now and I talked to someone Sunday, and he's got some work to do on his credit. So thank goodness he's not ready to buy, but he said, hey, I want to buy within 6 months. He's met with us, so we're going to get helping with his credit. So in 6 months, he's going to be ready to make that purchase. So if you have questions, reach out to me. We can do applications in person, online, over the phone, or I can just answer questions.
So I know we've talked before about how you can do a construction loan on manufactured home through USDA, which would basically be a zero money down.
Yes.
USDA does not do single wides, that's correct?
No.
So it'd have to be a double
wide
wide only. Okay.
Most of the time, single wides, it's going to be at least an FHA loan or a conventional loan with, of course, 3.5% down minimum usually for those.
Okay. Good deal.
So.
All right. Well, thank you so much. If you have a local business or a charitable organization that you would like to have featured, please reach out to us and let us know. You can send us a DM. You can leave a comment. We'll definitely get back with you and get you on the schedule. Again, I'm Amy Schrader with RE/MAX Real Estate 10.
And I'm Kim Swan with Union Home Mortgage.